Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's Oracle card guidance and lesson, and we are using the Celtic Cross with the 7 energies. We're right in the middle of my challenge. I'm so excited. We're having so much fun. So if you haven't joined my challenge, you got to click on the link that's in this. I don't know where it is, but click on it and you can join me. It's never too late. It's totally free, and it's a great way to recharge, rejuvenate, reclaim your access to the abundant universe that is yours and inside you. So that's the 7 Energies Challenge. Go check it out. Now let's do the reading for this week. Okay, first card reflects where we are, and then the second card will cross it. Either will give us the idea of the obstacle that we're all experiencing, or it will give us an energy that gets us out of the obstacle. Main thing is that this reading, this Celtic Cross reading, thanks Mark, my husband is making sure that I put the cards in the right square. I'm looking at his big screen. He goes, put it there. Anyway, so the first card that represents the collective right now is the Uncharted Sea. That means this week there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be witnessing that we don't know what to do about. We don't have a clue. We've never experienced this before. It's brand new. That's a wonderful opportunity that's hidden inside this, because if it's unknown, that means we're discovering something new. We are in Aries. This is the sign of the new astrological sign, the new energy, etc. Anyway, and so this does say that our boat's not going to capsize, and I think that sometimes happens when we're faced with unknown things, right? So this is, everybody is going through a blip right now, and I think we had this card last week too. I'm not sure if I remember that correctly, but anyway, the Uncharted Sea is our theme for this week. Now, what crosses it? Ooh, this is interesting. So this is either the nature of the obstacle or the energy that helps us out of an obstacle. So let's dive into both ideas, right? So if this is an obstacle, then the obstacle is defined by the people that we know, that are closest to us. There's a warning here. If birds of a feather, which is card 25, the first one was Spirit, by the way, card 46. It's crossed by 25, which is about the heart. It's our community. So what can happen when we are looking at things that are unknown is that a lot of people have opinions about what is unknown. Then they say, this is right, I am right. This is the only way, this is the truth. I mean, if you notice lately, there's a lot of different kinds of truths, and people, they're quite polarized around, this is my truth, blah, blah, blah. So you have to be very careful to think for yourself this week. And also to remember that within your community, there may be some dissonance about how to handle all of this. Now, the other way that we could look at this card is that Birds of a Feather helps us over the obstacle, which is that we have community and we're not in this we're not in this alone. That in fact, we're a we more than an I, more than a me, and that's really important this week. Now, the Foundation card gives us a sense of groundedness for the week, and again, this is the collective. Where are we grounded? Where is basically where's our what does the base of us look like? What's our floor look like? Is it solid? Is it murky? Does it need fixing? What does it tell us? Time machine. This is interesting. Okay, this is good. So this is so interesting because the Uncharted Sea, and this is Time Machine, and Time Machine, which is in the first energy, talks about the past and talks about our conditioned responses. It also talks about the foundation of this week began in the past. So whatever is going on that's unknown to us, that is going to be new and a new experience for all of us, is actually rooted in something that began a while ago. This could be meaning that we start to see more and more of the efforts towards inclusion and diversity, etc., social justice, things like that could actually be the focus this week, because those are some of the things that we are trying to dismantle from the past. It could also be the pandemic. I mean, the things that were really, really large and in charge that happened last year in 2020 are culminating right now. So I think this is really interesting to see these 3 cards together. And I always consider this as hopeful, because the Uncharted Sea means we move away from what was familiar, right? And we know that the systems that were in place don't work. So this is actual evidence that this cards are saying that the collective is moving now in unison towards this better world, if you will. Now let's take a look at the past. What What lesson are we bringing to us? Interesting, this was the past, the foundations of it. Oh, radical acceptance. So this is really interesting. This is the lesson that we've already learned. When I think about this, and it is what it is, right? So let's say that we were not given a complete understanding of history. So I've been studying history from a different perspective now. Past 3 years, I really dove into learning about, how the world really works, and what I've been unable to see. And this says it's time just to look at things as they are and not even look for nuances. It's like, this is the lesson. It is what it is. There's no argument. We need to radically accept. That's the lesson. Radical acceptance, and things need to change. This is not a debate anymore. It's not a debate. What the debate is, in what way can we change this? But ultimately, we've really gotten this experience that we have to change. So radical acceptance is helping us. Now, what's the highest we can achieve right now? So that's the card that tells us who are guides and angels coming in to help us. Like, what's the highest that we can, and what's the peak? What's our peak moment this week? And the power of purpose. Ooh, this is really great. I like these cards. So if I were to look at that as the peak says that when we have intentions, we have the capacity. When we are empowered and when we choose our authentic self, and we choose it in spite of any conditions that have been set forth in the past, basically throw us off course, and we really accept that, this is what it is. We need to change it. I'm on the process. All of us are now moving in this direction. We're crossed by sometimes fake news or truths that aren't really true. But what I love about this card is that you take things at face value and trust your intuition. And this says the power of purpose. We culminate together as a collective towards the efforts and our intentions that bring us into the purpose, which right now is to evolve. So humanity is in a process of ascension and a process of evolution. And all of us are in this, whether we like it or not. Now, what's coming up around the corner? Oh, that's so beautiful. Imperfect harmonies. So this is about intimate relationships. This is about when we connect with others and we are seeking harmony. So this is a week for us to seek harmony because we have seen what is and what needs to change, and because we have the power to change those things this week. We do. And this says everything that we need to know that needs to change happened in the past. It's not new. Nothing is new, but we have new opportunities this very week to see things differently and to experience things differently. So it would be very interesting to see on world events and the world stage what this is talking about. And also in our own lives, right? We want to do something different. We need to do something different. Okay, now let's look at the 4 cards, the last 4 cards, which are events that we are going to see play out this week. And remember, tomorrow you're going to want to watch my next reading, which is the Astro Oracle reading, where you will see your sun sign, your ascendant, then your moon as your personal cards for this general reading. Okay, so you'll get a lot more intimate with this reading. You'll know what I'm talking about here tomorrow when you use your cards there. Okay, so what's happening here? Let's look at them all 4. Will and release. Tell me a good story. Okay, so we go back again. So here's what's interesting. There are 1, 2, 3 cards that relate to the second energy. There's 3 cards here. There's 2 cards that relate to the first, right? So the first one, which is I am abundant. This one is great and full. This is the card of abundance. And so here we say, into me I see whatever is going on in the outside world. It's about us. It's not about them. There is no other. And this is a week where we remember that there is no other, that the other is me. The other is the I am, that we are together, and that all of us have a part to play in the dance that we are in right now. And not all of us are meant to be dancing the same exact steps, right? We each of us have our part to play, and they're not always identical, but the purpose is identical. The purpose is to bring unity, right? And that is just the natural flow of our human evolution right now. We are seeing things that need changing, and we are actually in process of doing it this week. And this says surrender. So this is a really important week about surrender. Willing release. Let go. This is the absolute let go card. This is the card where we tend to want to look at our attachments. This is a releasing of attachments. This is card number 49, and that in the deck, the 7 energies, it talks about attachment, and that we get very attached to things, stories we tell, people we're connected to, sides that we've taken, and we need to let those go using our intellect, because by letting it go, it awakens a genius within us and an expression of love and unity and connection and abundance for all. So something's going on this week that is helping us shift into this real wave of change that we don't know what it looks like. We have no idea the form it's taking this week, but we do feel it. We know it, we feel it, we sense it. We just don't know where we're gonna land with all of it. We don't know what it's gonna look like, because basically we're all making it up as we go along. That's what this says. Because the past that's already shown us what we're changing says really clearly, this is your foundation. This is the jumping off point. You already know what it is. This isn't new. But this is new. All of this is new. A new way of coping, a new way of demonstrating faith, a new way of surrendering, a new way of showing solidarity, a new way of connection, a new way of loving, a new way to feel unified, etc. So, and this is again about the we and being in harmony with one another. Oftentimes, however, I will say that whenever I see these types of cards, something stimulates it. And that could be something that doesn't go our way. We won't know this because I'm looking at this really as an energy report, and I don't know the form it's going to take either. So although I will say that this feels it doesn't feel too challenging, it doesn't feel too edgy. So potentially what we're seeing is that something is actually, we're really seeing evidence that there's big change in a positive way. But like I said, we don't know how that's going to play out. So we'll just have to wait and see until this week. And we're going to know a lot more tomorrow when you take your 3 cards from your Astro Oracle reading to really put it together with this puzzle. I always look forward to that when I do that, because it always makes more sense to me personally, even as the reader. I think I know what it is, but I'm going to really know tomorrow. Okay, don't forget to join my challenge. It's not too late. I know we're in the middle of it, but boy, oh boy, you will love it. If you haven't started, who cares? All the videos are in there for you to watch, the ones that you missed. You can catch up and come in, join us. It's 100% free, and there is a link someplace. It's a surprise. My team is going to put it somewhere. All right, I'll see you next time. Take care. If you like this video, like the page, like my page, like my video, like everything if you can, and leave me a comment. We love to read them. And don't forget to join my challenge. It's not too late. Bye.